Hi there Aries, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This is going to be your monthly intuitive tarot reading for August. Aries, let's do this. Starting with the Sacred Power reading cards. To draw an overarching theme or energy for you, let's see what the message is. That one's coming out. Change. Oh my goodness. I've just sat down to do, this is my fourth reading in a row, and this one has come out in every single one. I'm not surprised, Aries. I mean, this really is the theme of 2020, I do believe, on a global scale. And, you know, whatever is happening in the macro is happening in the microcosm as well. It is a reflection. We are reflecting because we are all connected. This is all one organism. Oh, break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. So some of you might be ending a pattern, one that's been playing out in your life for some time. Maybe inherited from family or through your ancestral line as well. I mean, things are passed down, guys. You know, things like trauma and things like that. We've got Durga. So Durga is the goddess of inner strength and protection, Aries. And, you know, this is about having the strength and courage to leap over the challenges that might be in front of you. It's a little bit like the strength card in this Yogic path deck. So maybe you are needing some strength and courage to transition through a change, to break a cycle. Let's see what the tarot says. Shift the oracles over to the side. So Aries, will be pulling the first energy for your recent past. Energies leaving, completing, or transitioning, but just not trying to drop the whole deck. What you may have been journeying through. We'll then be pulling a present or focus energy, blocks and challenges, advice from tarot, near future outcome, and clarifiers for each of those positions. What is the first energy, please, for Aries? Aries, I like to allow the first card to flip or fall. That is my indication that the shuffling is done. And I can then select the energy. So I stay with the Aries. I stay patient and I trust that I will know when that there's the time, and I can tell the difference between that and my fumbling. Can we please have the first energy for Aries? Recent past. And here it goes. That is the Four of Swords. Okay, a pause. You might have been in a state of pause to establish the way forward, to get a new battle plan in place, because there may have been, or there may be, some indecision on how to move forward. So that's what you've been trying to figure out, I think. Oh, there we go. There goes the change card. There it goes. There goes the ending of the cycle, the breaking of the chain with the death card. So, you know, Spirit or Tarot, sorry, this is the blocks and challenges, is saying, yeah, you might have to purge something and let it go in order to move forward. So let's get the advice from Spirit or Tarot. Oh, there you go. It's your card. It's Aries. Yeah. Be in your power and make those strategic decisions to shape your life, Aries. Because that's what's going to lead to the abundance, the independence, and shining in your true light that you desire. Beautiful. Okay, let's get the clarifiers, Aries. So much death card. So much change in the readings at the moment. Well, all year really, but it seems to be kind of speeding up. Oh, Ace of Swords. Yeah, I love this little synchronicity in that. I'll explain that when I read it. That's your breakthrough. I think you've been on the threshold of breakthrough for some time, Aries. Can't shuffle today. Okay, let's clarify the Two of Pentacles for you. There it goes, jumping out. The Chariot. Absolutely. It is time to move on and move forward to your victory. It might just be a decision away, which is what the Two of Pentacles is showing you, that there is indecision around that, around the path to follow. Let's clarify the Death energy for my Aries, please. There it goes. Justice. Wow, what a power combo. Yeah, there is a big change, a big adjustment. It's not just a ending a situation. This is the end of karmic injustice or karmic cycles, you know, breaking the chain here. That's absolutely basically the replica of the break the chain with the change oracle card right there in tarot form. Let's clarify the Emperor for you, Aries. Let's jump. Oh no, it's two. Well, why not? Guys, I am just having the most uncanny tarot experience in the last 24 hours. My vortex is so open. I feel. I'm sorry. I hope that doesn't sound like I'm big noting myself, as we say here in Australia. But look at this. We've just got the Emperor and the Death card again as the clarifier. Before I just did a reading and the Change Oracle card came out, and I was being a little bit bold, but I said, oh, you know, that's the energy of, can be the Tower, it can be the Death card, it can be the Page of Swords, and then all three of them came out one after the other. And it just happens, guys. You know, when you're tuning in, and readers will know that sometimes the vortex isn't always open, the channel's not always open, but there are practices and times that you can do and be in that, you know, that really does open and the message comes through much clearer. Now, this is a general reading, guys. I am not saying that this is going to resonate for everyone. It just doesn't. It resonates for those it's meant to, but I very much have trust and faith that the right cards appear for that message because I can feel it. Okay, we have the Eight of Pentacles together with that one. I'm probably going to grab one more card for that one. Ending on the Page of Wands here, Aries, I love that card. It says that you're just about to step through a vortex, you know, into a new chapter. Just going to grab one more from the Rider-Waite for the Nine of Pentacles. And I hope it didn't sound like I was showing off then, guys. I'm really not. I'm just trying to, I guess, share with you the magic of the tarot. It's an interesting tool. I should do a video about it sometime, but you know, it can be read simply intellectually, and it's really a tool to help you connect to your subconscious. So when people say I don't believe in it, you know, there's really nothing that you need to believe in if you want to look at it from its intellectual perspective. However, as readers will know, there is another force, another energy beyond that can be tapped into, and that does present in the readings and does show itself, and those little confirmations and synchronicities that we get in the reading is really what that is. So I've seen it enough times, guys, to trust in that. Can we get a clarifier? I realise I've just spent probably 10 minutes getting the cards out. Goes. Knight of Wands, yeah, that's your forward movement. We've also got the Ace of Swords that flipped with that, Aries. Yeah, very much breakthrough energy here. All right, let's read these things before we spend all day with me chatting, Aries. So we have got in your recent past position the Ace of Swords with the Four of Swords. Aries, I think that you've been in that kind of pivotal moment in the recent past of, you know, trying to figure out the way forward. And there may have been a pause, a stillness, a resting period, a little bit of an adrenal burnout or a stagnancy, because there's a sense here that you were trying to discern, you know, what is the best way forward? What is the decisions I need to make? What am I not seeing clearly? And I think you've been assessing that. Obviously, guys, we are going through a time where a lot of us have been brought to a halt in different areas of our lives and plans put on hold. And that's what this could show as well. And it's like, well, what now? If I've had to change my plans, if I've had to change my course, you know, you might have been feeling into Aries, you know, what is the next step? What is the next step? And there could have been some hurts associated with that for you, Aries. You know, this is the link to the Three of Swords, which is anywhere from, you know, mild disappointment to heartbreak. So some of you could have had gone through great losses, and others of you might just be annoyed that, you know, you can't leave home without a face mask on, which is the current situation here at the moment in Melbourne, Australia, which of course, you know, we're wearing those for good purpose, but, you know, it's still a big change. And it's the mourning of the freedom that we once had that hopefully we will return to. So, you know, the Four of Swords here is about, you know, really wanting to establish a firm foundation again. Number 4 is foundational energy. But you'll notice here that the soldier has the one sword lying underneath him, the true sword, the Ace of Swords. That's my little synchronicity here. You know, it's the Ace of Swords lies under the soldier, and that stands for the breakthrough, the new beginning, the clarity he or she needs in order to break this kind of pause and get back out there in the world. This can be a truth that you've seen while you've been in this pause. It can be a breakthrough, an inspiration, an idea, a truthful, honest communication that's given you clarity on how to move forward. So there is strong new beginning energy here for you after a pause, after a time where you may have had to do some deep reflecting in order to figure that out. So Aries, in your focus energies here, we've got the Chariot and the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, definitely the pause was around figuring out how to move forward. The Chariot is a big card of moving forward, and it's a card of victory as well, as is the Ace of Swords, which we have at both ends of your reading here. The Two of Pentacles can be the indecision. The indecision where, you know, about the path and kind of how all the pieces fall into place. And it can be the unsteadiness or feeling a bit ungrounded about, okay, now I know I need to make a fundamental change that we saw in your Oracle card. And that kind of feels edgy for me. It makes me feel a little bit, you know, emotional, maybe not quite feeling both feet on the ground, especially if we are having to relocate or move on from a job or a situation, because change can just make us feel unsteady. Now, the thing about the Chariot, the Rider version of this card, which I don't have handy, shows a charioteer pulling a heavy stone chariot, and it's pulled by two sphinxes, a black and a white, which, you know, stands for the duality within us, the indecision, you know, the two opposites, the dual mind. And the message here is when you make a clear decision, when you get out of indecisiveness and you make a clear decision and commit to it, that's when the Chariot charges and propels forward with great speed and acceleration. So you're being asked here, Aries, to be in clear mind, to make a clear decision. And I think the Ace of Swords is the breakthrough that you need. So, you know, that could potentially come in for you. So that's the message there. It can also mean that you might be juggling quite a few different responsibilities and things throughout August. But the Chariot is the energy of moving on, and it can be actually leaving a comfort zone, a home, physically, relocating, moving. Obviously, but travel is tricky at the moment, but it can mean some kind of leaving a comfort zone, which can be a metaphorical comfort zone of letting go of an old belief or cycle, breaking a chain, or it can be, you know, like the comfort zone of a relationship, the comfort zone of working in the office and now I'm working from home, that kind of thing. But followed up with the Death and Justice energy, I feel like the comfort zone or whatever is needing to fall into place in order for you to move forward, or the indecision, most likely relates to quite a big cyclic completion here. I mean, Justice in the Death card, it's not subtle energy. So this does say that you are breaking that chain, breaking an ancestral chain or karmic contract. What does that mean? A lot of people comment and say, oh, don't talk about karma again. Well, my question to you is, have you ever had a repeated cycle? Oh, I've gone into this relationship, this one's different. I think I've got it right this time. 2 years down the track, the same pattern emerges and you're like, why? Because energetically you're attracting that, and there's a lesson in there to be learnt that may not have been learnt the first time. And that can be a karmic contract. So it keeps presenting to you and attracting to you until you acknowledge the lesson, until you rise above it, until you make the change, until you transmute what needs to be transmuted, until you see the truth and you integrate it and acknowledge that that was a part of me. So this can be a big karmic injustice being resolved, wrongs being righted. It can be a big change, modification that needs to happen in a situation. It can be legal proceedings as well, legal divorce, separation, property agreements, mortgage contracts, child support, seeking legal advice if you are making a change or moving on from employment. But the death energy is the ending of a cycle, and it really happens so that you can really accept in that new dawn, that new day. It's the clearing of the slate, the purging, the releasing, the letting go. And we need to surrender when the death energy comes in, because there's nothing more certain than the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. It comes in to transform you, to transform your life. It is a transformational energy. The energy of death is, what else I want to say about that? Yeah, it's really about a season ending in a situation. I always say this when I see this card, but we do go through seasons, whether it's a relationship, a job, or the seasons of the periods of our life, from adulthood to, maybe from, mother to maiden to mother to mage. This says that everything that we move through in life, there is a spring where it initiates and it starts to bloom and grow, to the summer where we're in the height of it, the honeymoon period, right through to the fall and winter where it starts to die away, the gloss might wear off, and we have then the opportunity to stay in that situation and keep stoking the fire and making the most of it, or allowing that to fall away so that we can move on to our next karmic cycle. And I think that's what's happening here. It's a really big cycle that's ending, one that could break a chain of events or a chain that you keep repeating. I hope I didn't just talk about that for way too long, Aries. So here so that's the block or challenge, is, bringing this to a justice, allowing that to end. It's saying that could be the resisting of that is a block or challenge for you. So the advice from Spirit or Tower, I think, is so obvious here, Aries. It says, be in your power, be unapologetically in your Aries energy in August, and start making the strategic decisions to shape your world. The Emperor is somebody who sits in the seat of power, in their control seat, and makes strategic, practical, logical decisions in order to move forward. It's a calculated risk-taking energy, one that's not done from a place of emotion, but is done from a place of factual logic. It's about establishing new foundations. We've got 3 number 4s in this reading. It's like laying new foundations for the future. The Emperor is very much the energy of not just letting life happen to you, but actually, being in control of it, ruling your own empire, having laser focus on what you want now and going after it. And it's going to transform you. I mean, this is the Death card in this particular deck in the Starchild Tarot, but instead of being called death, it's called transformation. So it says, by going through that justice, stepping back into your power, you're going to transform your situation and transform your life along with that. And what I particularly like about this version of the card is that you're coming out of that dark time and you're following the light. The light is at the end of the tunnel, and it's asking you to follow that guiding light, and that you are being led. You're being protected by Spirit, and you're being guided towards that. And I see that light there as being everything that I see in the final position here. This is the light, you standing in your glory of total independence, of self-sufficiency, of looking and feeling amazing, and starting to attract abundance into your life again. And with the 8 of Pentacles here, it tells me that it hasn't been easy. This has always been a process. This is the Worker card. It says that you've had to put time and energy and investment into getting here, Aries, because all of these steps are not easy. These cards are not for the faint-hearted, but it's for the person that focuses their energy and has their eyes on the prize, like that beautiful leopard, the snow leopard that we saw in the Emperor card. It's through that and then taking the practical steps of the Emperor that you get to where you want to be. And look at this, Knight of Wands and Ace of Swords. You're getting ready to charge. I mean, this is potentially your energy. It is the card of Sagittarius, but it's fire sign energy. It's about taking that Ace of Wands, that inspired action to move closer to your passion and purpose, to manifest what you want. It could be another fellow fire sign coming in, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, potentially Sagittarius as well. That is kind of fundamental to this shift for you. But the outcome is victory, success, power. Being, you know, clear and honest and truthful in your communications helps you transform. It's a transformative energy. You're recrowning yourself in your power, Aries. I love the Ace of Swords. It is a breakthrough. It is a new beginning, an idea, an inspiration that can help you achieve the next step on the ladder. In terms of solidity, commitment, abundance, better finances, commitment, and it says that you've got everything that you need. The Nine of Pentacles is very much doing it on your own, which doesn't mean to say you're going to be alone or be single or whatever, Aries, but it says that you're not going to be dependent, and that is the best place to relate from and to be successful from, because there's no sense of neediness here. There's a sense of shining truly in your own light and in all your beautiful Aries glory. Aries, I'm going to leave it there. I think it's exciting energy for you. You are moving forward, breaking the cycle, breaking the chains, breaking the shackles, and stepping into this beautiful sense of liberated energy. Aries, I do hope you enjoyed the reading, and I wish you an amazing August. Keep in mind it's a general reading for the collective. You decide how it applies, and keep in mind what I told you about the tarot, or shared with you, I should say, not telling you. Leave me a comment if you feel called to share. I do read each and every one of them, and I try and respond to you all as well. I'm still able to do that with the amount of subscribers I have, and I really hope I can still continue to do that. Helps me get to know you guys and connect with your energies, and I'll see you back here throughout the month for plenty more readings.